Okay, so you have two options with your seam finishes. You could use the serger in the back of the room, as long as you've been trained on it, or if you don't feel comfortable with it and you don't want to wait for it because sometimes it gets backed up, you could use a zigzag stitch. So on our machines, on your little cheat sheet pad, you're just going to click on 4. It's going to reset all the settings for you, so you don't have to do anything. And then the only other thing you have to do is move your tape to 1/8. Okay, so it's all the way up here, 1/8, so you can see you have a clear 1/8, 3/8, 5/8. We're gonna put it at 1/8. Put the inside edge there, just like so. And now you're gonna do one side at a time. The other thing I like to do, because my notches have served their purpose, at the serger, it will cut this off because they have a trimmer. At our machines, they don't, so I'll just cut that one off because I'm doing this side first. You're gonna only do one side of your seam allowance at a time, okay? So we're only going through this. You're gonna line it up with the tape. You do not need to backstitch. You can if you want. Doesn't really do much. And then you're just gonna zigzag all the way down. So since my thread is white on this, you'll be able to see it nicely, but I'm just gonna step on the pedal. And I'll show you in just a second what it looks like. But again, I'm just keeping the edge along that tape, and you can see in the back that it's getting the edge just like that. And what that really does is it's gonna help prevent fraying when you wash it. And the only other tip I would say is just make sure nothing else is getting caught. You're just going through your seam allowance, just one side, all the way down. If you have the presser foot that has the two little legs on the side, another indicator that you're on track is that if you keep the edge in line with the inside of the leg right here, that's also 1/8. So that helps too. And you're just gonna go all the way down, making sure you're just going through the seam allowance. So the serger will go a little faster, but this is certainly lower risk in terms of making a big mistake. Okay, making sure it's just the one side. Almost done. Don't need a back stitch. Up your presser foot, cut your threads off, and then you'll notice all the way down the one side you have the zigzag stitch, and you could see like tiny bits of fraying, but it's going to prevent it from continuing to fray all the way down to the seam, which would then cause a hole in your pants. So you can either do zigzag or you can do serge, and then once you're done with one side, you'll flip it over, and if you're going to do zigzag, you'll do the same exact thing on this side of the seam allowance.